Everybody wants something, they'll never give up. Everybody wants something, they'll take your money and never give up. Oh. Hey there, Internet, how's it going? I haven't seen you in a while. Don't mind me, I was just singing the tune. I had a thought about a week or two ago. I was sitting in class. Of course, on occasion I don't tend to look up weird songs from Degrassi, but I decided to look up more news about Amazing Spider-Man. Now, the most recent news that keeps coming out is mostly about the villains. Of course, you hear stuff about Electro, you hear more stuff about Rhino, and also the fact that Jamie Foxx is teasing the Sinister Six in a future installment. That is pretty cool news. But the one thing that I haven't thought about it in a while, probably since about April or March. But this is probably the last time they even brought the name up. When are they going to introduce the Daily Bugle? I mean, that's kind of a main icon of the Spider-Man series. It's the newspaper that he ends up working as a photographer for. I mean, he was introduced as a photographer. Do you think he's gonna ever put those skills to the test and actually butt heads with Triple J? J. Jonah Jameson? And I remember back as early as Amazing Spider-Man came out, the first movie, J.K. Simmons, who played him in the first trilogy, had even said, I would like to actually come back and play J. Jonah Jameson for the Amazing Spider-Man. Because he set himself in stone as probably one of the best portrayals of J. Jonah Jameson. Even though he was the first to portray him on screen in live action, he still did a bang-up job. It was like the best. He was probably the only character I would have liked to see return to their same role. I mean, not that I have anything against Tobey Maguire and Kirsten Dunst. I think they were fine, although they did really start to trail as the movies kept going on. But J. Jonah Jameson, he kept strong, and I think he kept playing his role the best way he could. And of course, he's been playing the role in some of the cartoons as well, so that's how he's kept him strong. But I mean, we're heading into Amazing Spider-Man 2 now, and still no word on the Daily Bugle other than the fact that they said there's like maybe a truck or maybe the newspaper that's going to be showing. But we want to be able to see the faces behind the Daily Bugle. I mean, it seems like, by the time we get to like the third and fourth movie, we're already at the second half of, or the later half of the Spider-Man series, and I don't know if that really gives enough time to introduce the Daily Bugle and J. Jonah Jameson, Betty Grant, Robbie Robertson, that weird guy that was, in the first three, who was played by Ted Raimi, who was Sam Raimi's brother, but I don't think he'll come back, because I think he was just kind of one of those include him because my brother's a director sort of thing characters. Hoffman, I think his name was, that weird nerdy guy. The only reason that I think they're going to have trouble trying to introduce the Daily Bugle later on is because if Jamie Foxx is right, and they are trying to set up the Sinister Six, then the Sinister Six is going to overshadow the Daily Bugle. In fact, trying to introduce both those at the same time, and also, there's recently announced back in the summer that they had to scrap Mary Jane from the Amazing Spider-Man 2 movie. They had to scrap Shailene Woodley's scenes, and they're going to push to introduce her in the third movie. That's already a ton of characters that you're going to try to, bring out. If you're going to have a Sinister Six lineup, try to stay as close to the comics as you can. I was hearing some news yesterday about how the potential villains they have so far that they've introduced, they've got, Lizard, they've got Electro, Rhino. There's been rumors that Colin Feore, who's supposed to be in Amazing Spider-Man 2, is going to be playing the Vulture. Vulture's another one that I'd like to see as well. I think we missed out on seeing the Vulture at least twice in the previous installment, just like how we had missed out on Lizard back in those days. So, I think Vulture is due for an installment of Spider-Man at some point. And then, who else? Green Goblin. And they said Black Cat. They keep saying Felicity Jones is playing Black Cat, which I would be nice to see, but I don't think she's a Sinister Six member, and I don't think they should try to incorporate her in that is Sinister Six. Anyways, I'm kind of getting off on a separate tangent here. I guess it's kind of two different conversations. My main concern is, when are they going to incorporate the Daily Bugle? I feel like that is something that is long overdue. As well, if they do incorporate it in the third movie, they really should hold off on the Sinister Six until at least the fourth or fifth installment of Spider-Man. Hopefully by then the material doesn't get too dry. Because that's the thing you start to worry about. It's like, you keep putting out these movies, and you got to make sure it's as fresh as possible. However, Mark Webb and Jimmy Fox, who have discussed the possibilities of the Sinister Six, have said that they would focus more on the villains in those movies this time around than they would for Spider-Man, which I think it's interesting to switch to perspective. So that's just a bit of my thoughts regarding Amazing Spider-Man 2 coming out. I would like to see the Daily Bugle. I would like to see, I don't know, they've been talking about recasting Mary Jane, so, I really don't care at this point. I would have accepted Charlene as she were, but I really didn't think that she kind of fit the Mary Jane persona that I had kind of envisioned. I think a lot of people had envisioned. As well, I would like to see Sinister Six. I think that's something they should really try their hand at. Anyways, this has been William with GTA Gamers / Stardust Drive Podcast. Just giving you guys a quick update video on my thoughts on this specific topic. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to pretend that I'm not singing a song. Boop.